Welcome back, viewers. At the back of the boycott call for the new Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone starrer Pathan, has Bollywood now come out and pushed back a little with two statements coming in from Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan. Well, Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan made two very strong points about civil liberties and freedom of expression in Kolkata, West Bengal at the film festival, which is KIFFF 2022. The legendary superstar Amitabh Bachchan, during his speech, spoke about questions raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression. The Big B said despite the 1952 Cinematographers Act being upheld by the Film Certification Board, even now questions are being raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression. In midst of boycott calls being raised against Shah Rukh Khan's film, which I just spoke about, he also spoke about the impact of social media. Meanwhile, BJP's Amit Malviya was quick to slam Mamata Banerjee in return. Malviya went on to say that Bachchan's words could not have been more prophetic, with Mamata Banerjee on the dais, as India witnessed the bloodiest post-poll violence under her watch, is how the BJP spun both these comments. Listen in.
The collective narrative of our times is shaped by social media. And contrary to the belief that the spread of social media will affect cinema negatively, I believe cinema has an even more important role to play now. Social media is often driven by a certain narrowness of view that limits human nature to its baser self. I read somewhere that negativity increases social media consumption and thereby increases its commercial value as well. Such pursuits enclose the collective narrative, making it divisive and destructive. Cinema exposes the vulnerability of human nature by telling stories in their simplest form, as they are lived. It allows us to know each other better. In a way, it is best placed to sustain a collective counter-narrative that speaks to the larger nature of humankind.
But even now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure my colleagues on stage will agree, questions are being raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression. Since those early times, there have been many changes in cinema content. Art house cinema, the advent of the angry young man of the 70s and 80s, viewed against the frustration of countless unemployed youth, to the current brand of historicals, couched in fictionalized jingoism, along with moral policing. The range has kept audiences reflecting on the politics and social concerns of our times through single screens, videos, multiplexes, and now the burgeoning OTT.
All right, I want to cut across to Kolkata. My colleague Surya joins us from there. Surya, two very strong statements coming out. Is Bollywood finally pushing back, is my question, because this would have been, even though, with what he said it in context to cinema, but are the strongest words that have come from someone like Amitabh Bachchan in the recent past when we talk about civil liberties.
Well, Preeti, two very strong statements by, I think, the two biggest superstars of Indian cinema at the film festival. But, one thing that we need to understand, that both of the statements were very, very indirect. No one was named. Even with Shah Rukh Khan, when he was speaking on the ill effects of, or the negative effects of social media, he stated, quote unquote, that cinema is the binding factor, that takes humanism, brotherhood, and, takes everyone along. And it's only cinema that can tackle the negative aspect of social media, one. Secondly, coming back to Amitabh Bachchan's statement, his quote has gone viral. He was heard stating, we showed, all our viewers that, he was speaking on the perspective of how Indian cinema was used to tackle the Brits during the independence movement, how cinema was a weapon. And when he was stating that, he said this, quote unquote, that, even today, questions are being raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression. But, however, that was open-ended. He did not mention whom he was hinting that on. And rightly mentioned, Preeti, that the BJP is claiming, they have started tweeting that it is against Mamata Banerjee, and that was Amitabh Bachchan's way of, taking on Mamata Banerjee's government and, all the post-poll violence issues that had happened. However, what you're saying Preeti, that is Bollywood pushing back right now? Is there, are they uniting and going ahead against the social media drives and something? I feel yes, because, Shah Rukh's statement is crystal clear. He's not naming anyone.
True.
We all know about the boycott of Pathan and the Veshanam Rang, and whatever he has said, if you just go back and listen it to him, he's clearly stating that we have to be, the positive people have to be together,
Right.
and, only then they can see us to trends.
Well, it's very interesting how the BJP have spun it. Both of them, viewers, I want to put that on record, were invited by the West Bengal government. Mamata Banerjee was hosting both the superstars in Kolkata for their film festival. They made the statements there, where Amitabh Bachchan did invoke civil liberties that, people would contest it even in today's time. But the BJP said that this was a message not for the incumbent government at the centre, but for the incumbent government of West Bengal. We leave it for our viewers to decide on what they make of